Welcome to another Koala Wallet AMA. Today we are talking with community member Cameron Bright. This conversation was recorded on February 20th, 2023 live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of Koala Wallet directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also make sure to subscribe and like the video to help support the channel. Now let's get started. Enjoy.
Cool. Alrighty. So yeah, today we are here to chat about good old wallets, more specifically the Koala Wallet. Say that 5 times fast. So we're going to be chatting wallets on Kadena today. Something that, has been, obviously, as far as ecosystems go, definitely a big topic is wallets. So yeah, interested to hear, what you guys have in store and everything. Obviously, feel free to introduce yourself and just give us a bit of background on yourself first.
Absolutely. I'll kick it off. My name is Koby, and I'm one of the head koalas at Eucalyptus Labs. And for the past almost a year, we've been focused on making the best single asset wallet we can for the Kadena multi-chain network. So we called it Koala Wallet just to be difficult for Cameron to say 5 times fast. And I guess I can tell you a bit about myself that I've been in the wallet industry, you could call it at this point, with how many people are out there doing it, since around 2016-17. And ever since then, I've worked with a really fantastic team who are now at Eucalyptus to make a really great single asset, first-in-class wallet. So we've had a lot of fun interacting with the community, given how Kadena seems to be growing like a weed. And we're really, really excited to introduce some new features coming to the wallet soon. And then I guess lastly, I should say that Cameron, you were actually one of my first, co-hosts for one of the AMAs like 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago, one of my first. So we're kind of having a full circle now that Koala's out. We can talk about what we're building. And so I'm even more excited to be with you here today.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Well, it's been amazing as well. I guess to get it out of the way, you guys at Eucalyptus, you guys are connected to the Kadena Eco as well, right? Like the Kadena ecosystem account?
Yeah, so we've since we got into the Kadena space, we wanted to kind of better understand its projects and, get connected with everyone that we could. So we threw a website together, I guess, again, about a year ago called KadenaEcosystem.com, where people can view projects and browse all different projects building on the ecosystem, see which ones have been grants by Kadena Eco, which is that company that's, really powering the ecosystem now. And they can also go to Twitter at KPN, or rather Kadena Project Network, to see all of the different projects, get interviewed by our amazing host, Chris, who's just done a phenomenal job working with, getting the Kadena news out there, bringing a lot of spotlights to different projects. And so that's another part of what we've been focused on.
Yeah, it's awesome. So it's nice to, as one might say, you have been doing, market research the last year while you've been building your wallet.
Oh, for sure. I think that really starts just naturally with how I was already involved in the ecosystem. So I was already talking to a lot of different founders of projects. And so it was a natural evolution to say, why would we keep this information and all the research we're doing when this would benefit everyone? So, better to put it out there.
Yeah, so I guess, you kind of explained a bit your background. If you've been into wallets for the past few years, it makes sense as to why you'd want to make a wallet. But my question to that would be, what was your decision, as far as, making a wallet on Kadena and everything? I kind of know the answer myself. Sure. Just after, using the app yesterday, I got my girlfriend to make her first Kadena wallet on Koala. So I understand just right away what you guys are going for as far as the difference right away. Why don't you guys just explain kind of, your decision and what you're really trying to, target, I guess you could say, with your guys' wallet?
Well, first off, Koala Wallet is free, which is good for you because apparently I think Prada or one of the designer brands makes some kind of bag called an actual Koala Wallet. And so everyone go Google Koala Wallet and click on our names in Kadena because we're slowly beating their search optimization. But anyways, that's good to hear your girlfriend's getting set up with some Kadena. We decided to pursue the wallet for 2 reasons. The first was that it was super lacking in the ecosystem. And it was just a very clear, again, demonstration of what my team could do, their excellence, because they're really lifting the hard work when it comes to coding the wallet, marketing the wallet, making sure it's the most secure it can be, separate from the auditing we've done, of course. But the second really large factor to making a wallet was actually how many people we did see in crypto overall, not of course just Kadena, how many people we did see developing wallets. We saw a lot of money flowing to these projects that have only been making wallets and operating them for less than a year. And we didn't actually chase the money. We kind of chased the after effect of that, which was that all of those wallets were having a lot of trouble staying up with their community, staying up with the latest tech developments, integrating features fast enough, like Gemini and Coinbase's wallet only a few months ago integrated NFT marketplaces and whatnot. So we saw these issues that we had really understood how to face, how to make a really agile and modular code base for wallet application, how to interact with your community safely and make sure that you're not getting scammed. So all of that to say, we knew that in another year or two, a lot of these wallets weren't going to be out there. So we saw the absence right now, and we saw the big dilemmas coming in the pipeline that wallets are just facing now. So I hope that wasn't too long of an answer, but that's kind of the thinking of it.
No, yeah, for sure. Well, I just right off the jump for myself, it's something being, at the end of the day, being that the first crypto wallet, well, yeah, I think the first crypto wallet I actually made was a chain weaver. It wasn't the easiest thing.
Sure.
So that was really kind of, I had chats with the Tech Fleet guys, I want to say.
Morgan and Tech Fleet.
And even that, and I was answering questions, about, I think they at the time were kind of doing a bit of research for wallet and blah, blah, blah. But I had kind of said that like I think specifically with Kadena and the wallets, we really do need that kind of, emphasis on the user experience and just that ease of onboarding people, right? And it's like, hey, if you want, a crazy dev wallet with a fat passphrase and everything, then by all means, go get a Chainweaver or Zelcore or whatever. But, if it's something like for myself, I look at, the people like, I compare it to crypto.com, right? Crypto.com is kind of the same idea as far as, the passcode, at least. You obviously need to sign up a lot more for that. But yeah, I just liked, for me, it made sense because it's one of those things where if we want someone to just be able to do like, hey, I want to buy into this NFT for $20, but I don't want to have to make 5 different wallets and jump through a bunch of hoops and deal with markets and exchanges. I just want to fire up my phone, grab a wallet, load $20 onto it, and bam, now I buy into that NFT, right? So I feel we've kind of been missing that on Kadena, and so it's nice to see with yourselves, at least. It seems like that's what you guys are definitely trying to focus on, at least in the early stages, is that user experience kind of thing,
Absolutely. It really has to be something you start out thinking about forefront, and it can't be after fact, or an afterthought, rather. Too often in our previous development cycles, we would, again, not have the right agility once we realized that, we can do this or that better in terms of user experience down the line. So not only are we able to make those changes much quicker now, but that's just been at the forefront of our minds with security hand in hand ever since we started the development cycle. So I think that's why it really is transparent, let alone our amazing, amazing team of developers that really have worked super well with our community and marketing team and all the specialists who I've been lucky to work with for 5 or 6 years now, who just have talked in their lifetime with really, and I do mean it, thousands and thousands of crypto users through live chat, through community interaction. So we just have such an educated team because of our amazing community that it really shines through. And we got so used to the testing when we were just testing ourselves, the wallet, that when it launched and everyone was congratulating on the amazing UI and stuff, we were like, okay, sure, but this is just, we're just getting started, folks. So we're excited to take it to the next level too, with proper resources and with proper time, which is just starting now.
Yeah, nice. And then as well, just before, because I did touch on it, I mentioned NFTs and everything, but that's something as well that you guys are looking to do, is definitely integrate the NFT collections and everything as well on Kadena, right?
That is absolutely right. And I'm happy to say you'll actually see those NFTs in the application well within the week. I don't think it'll be Friday because I think it'll be sooner, but we will send some more teasers out. I think we sent one out earlier today. And I think there'll be some good news tomorrow, the next day, once we get an Apple approval down the pipeline. So watch the App Store. And if you don't have it installed on your phone, go give it a try and let us know how you feel.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I also know that personally that, yeah, the NFT things, we're getting marketplaces and they're kind of getting their things going. So hopefully we'll have a bit of a, part two on the Kadena NFT season,
sure.
you know? So yeah, it's nice to see regardless, you know, obviously I know within the ecosystem, everyone's been kind of waiting on that quick sign and blah, blah, blah. But I've been told that it was there. It just wasn't easy for the wallets or something. I don't know. That's above my dev knowledge. But anyways, so yeah, it's nice again to see that you guys are getting the tools that you need to actually make these features too and bring them to our ecosystem. Because again, it's kind of, you know, one of those things where you mentioned it before that we do have to keep up with the times, you know, sort of, right? Like you don't want to be on one ecosystem and be miles ahead and then come over to another ecosystem and it kind of seem like we're in the Stone Ages, you know, as far as crypto goes, especially when, you know, like a week in crypto is like a month. So,
you're absolutely right.
So yeah, again, it's, it must be, you know, so for yourselves, what, you know, what do you see as far as the future for yourselves with Kadena? Do you see yourselves going kind of multi-chain, or are you going to more focus just on Kadena? As you said, I feel like you mentioned single asset, so I think that kind of answers my question. But yeah.
Yeah. So first off, I want to just parrot how excited you seem about the second wave of NFTs. You know, I can't say anything about prices of NFTs. I can't say if, you know, there's going to be a huge wave of purchases. But what I can say is that people were buying and investing into NFT projects on Kadena, not only before Kadena really had the infrastructure like Marmalade and a lot of interest in the new features coming out in Pact, but like during this weird transition process where we've seen their team totally revamp their developer relations, we've seen them start loading up with documentation and community resources, let alone the marketing. So I really think that regardless of an entire market wave of NFTs, I think that NFTs with Kadena, with such an unrecognized chain, are a really great place to be. So that's again why we're focused on making a really great experience out of the box that can move really quickly with the ecosystem as we see developments. Then the second part of your question, more so Kadena focused. Yeah, we're really excited. And we've said it from the beginning. We're really excited to still be so closely partnered with the Kadena team in that, you know, they've made the resources super accessible to all of the wallets, to X Wallet and Links, for example. We had a call, I think, 2 weeks ago. We were all sharing ideas, or at least Kadena was sharing their ideas of how to use Pact and smart contract language to, you know, make the wallet a little bit better, if not really better than a lot of the other chain offerings out there. So it's not only the tech that excites us, but it's the mindset that the Kadena team has had for many years now. And while, yes, I will agree with the community that at times development has been slow and there's been less communication than we'd like, I'd point towards the really long-term mindset that they've had in locking up their tokens for so long, in really focusing on their core features of the platform for so long. And that's the mindset that my team and that we've taken to crypto and to development overall, which is you don't have to move fast and break things. You can move a little bit slower and build things that last, build things that are scalable, build things that other people want to also then build on. So that's why we're really excited to be partnered with Kadena. And right now we're fully focused on making the best Kadena wallet there is.
No, definitely. Well said. And yeah, I mean, you know, that's been something for myself as well. You know, it is one of those things that I've, even in recent times, I've said it in spaces where, you know, Kadena, at least the Kadena team, their mindset is very much the turtle, not the hare, right? Slow and steady wins the race. And, you know, I think as you said as well, it gives back to their, you know, their background. They're based out of New York. They're in crypto hell right now, you know, and so it's like they understand the idea of making sure, like, you know, the world has caught up as well, because yeah, like look at what we're seeing now with proof of stake and, you know, all these SEC, you know, warnings and red flags and whatever. And even now just staking NFTs and just simple things, you know, that every other ecosystem is basically putting all their bread in one basket on certain things. And it's like, well, you might not be able to do that in the next little bit. Right. So again, it's kind of one of those things where I've kind of said it over the past few years too, that like for proof of work, like to come back into the limelight, there almost has to be that like proof of stake witch hunt, you know, because right now all the big money and all the big movement, at least in most like outsiders' eyes, are in proof of stake networks, which, like, if they all disappear, we are very much all of a sudden top 5, top 10, because we're one of the only proof of work chains, like proper proof of work chains out there right now. So yeah, when you put it into terms like that, don't look at our market cap, don't look at the volume, and you look at the hash rate, and you look at the tech, yeah, like, there is future and there's use and there's utility if they just think about things differently, and that can suck for some community people and projects, but it is what it is,
I think you're right. And I would point again to the discovery process that I think everyone has in crypto and in new industries, which is how fast can you move and which parts of your companies can take that extra, sprint while the others kind of, build solid ground. So I think that you're definitely right. It's just a different mindset that's really evolved, I'd say, in the past year to be a bit more, like mindful and aware of the community and kind of supercharge builders. And that's really where they are now. I think we're going to see them grow with the next wave of crypto. And yeah, I think you said it best.
Yeah, and then I guess the one big thing I know that people, at least on Kadena and for myself, I know it's not an easy dev thing as well, and it's like everyone wants it now, but it's not necessarily a thing. But I'm assuming you guys are also pushing for the chain agnostic, I believe the word is, and trying to really kind of batten that down so people don't have to necessarily deal with, literally all 20 chains kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a feature that depends on two things. First is QuickSign, and second is the actual adoption of different applications on the network and working with partners to get everyone on the same chain agnostic type of system, so that if we're chain agnostic, you're not connecting to CADEX and seeing that you have to deposit on chain 2 and then you're all confused about where you're sending it. So we want to move with the ecosystem and help everyone go forward together, being really mindful that Kadena is not super easy to use right now and it's not super intuitive all the time. So we're going to really make sure to address that fully in the coming months. And I think that a lot of people are going to move very quickly since, in the field of wallets, everyone's up to that now. So we're going to follow suit. We've already been working on that. And I think that we're going to definitely be well positioned just with how closely we work with so many partners in the ecosystem to help everyone make sure that we can be very interfunctional between dApps and wallets.
Yeah, for sure. Shoot, of course, I literally just thought of something and then I was listening to you and I forgot about what I was going to ask.
Oh man, no worries. I've got questions for you too.
I was like, it'll come back to me sooner or later, I'm sure. Oh, no, that's what it was. Is recently we just had the Kadena names come out. And I can't remember if you guys said that you have or not or will be, but will that be integrated into Koala Wallet?
That should be coming
I know
out.
some people are all about having the Kadena names,
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm not necessarily too crazy about it, but I should probably get my own anyways, just in case. Now someone else is going to go get it right now. But yeah, anyway.
Well, we were lucky to work with, when I was in my previous firm, with some of the folks that I work with now. We worked with FIO, the Foundation for Inter-Wallet Operability. We worked with Unstoppable Domains. We worked with ENS, their naming service. We really worked with a lot of these services to integrate, and they're still around. They're still kicking. People are using them and making sure not to get, wrecked with the services they're using. So there's definitely a need for this that we've seen, where I think even a few years ago, I didn't see as much of like an immediate use case. So you may be surprised, and that's exactly why we're going to have it in between this week or next. People know that I don't like to give away, very long out there timelines or dates that we don't want to miss or don't hit, for example. But this one we're very sure of. It's in the wallet. It's in some alpha testing. It's shiny, and we're very excited to be working with those folks who I will not dox. And they've been really helpful making sure that we got the right protocol in.
Yeah, that's awesome. Again, it's one of those things, right? I mean, it's sad to say, or not sad to say, I should say, but yeah, it's it's keeping up with the other networks, right? It is like, I have one of my buddies that was his whole thing, right? For a solid 2 weeks, he was just buying people's ENS domains and trying to sell them to them for exorbitant prices.
Scalper.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, come and buy this.
Ticketmaster for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so but it was one of those things too where it just reminded me of like the old school domain guys,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because like I've had to deal with them just of myself with being, in the film industry and everything, right? It was like I think my mom literally just gave up Cameron Bright like a year ago or something because I was like, I'm never gonna use it. And then of course I was like early this year, I was like, maybe I should actually check into that. And the guy wants like $5,000 or something. And I'm like, no, well, guess I won't be using Cameron Bright. Because I'm not paying that. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, so it's one of those things where, again, like I understand the idea behind it. Obviously, if long term speaking, when we do get into like businesses and productions or companies or stores or brands wanting to be paid or having the ability to be paid in crypto, then yeah, having your brand .eth or I don't know what it looks like on Kadena, but your Kadena name or whatnot as well, like it's definitely makes sense, in my mind. It's much easier. It's just more streamlined. It looks better. It's easier to market than some weird OX, blah, 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 So yeah, there's definitely a use and a need for it. And I think it's, for now, it might be a bit of a, what's the word, like niche thing or whatever. But yeah, definitely for the future, that's something I could easily see, at least for businesses wanting to get behind, because most businesses are their brand, right? If they can't market themselves, then they're not going to be successful, right? So it's just extra ways to do that, right?
Absolutely. And another thing is that we've heard a lot of people in the community say, hey, this is on a monthly subscription basis, and it's maybe not the right pricing for me or things like this. And while I think that's been a very, very vocal minority of folks, because people really enjoy those kinds of services and developments on the chain, even if they're not keen on using it themselves, this is one of those fields where anyone can come out there and use their own resources and marketing to compete. And that's what drives these prices down. That's what drives better domain name services that are more decentralized. So while we are definitely, I will say this, Koala and Eucalyptus are not in the naming business. Besides cute names for our wallet and stuff like that, we're not hopping in this market. But I'll just say that it's definitely one of those where it's really dictated by community adoption and which method and which service fits best for the majority. So I think it's going to shake out of the community to represent exactly what they want, what they need, and yeah, I think this community is really vocal and will definitely help people find their way.
Oh yeah, all it's going to take is a few of the bigger people to get their own Kadena names and make them their Twitter handles, and next thing you know, everyone's going to want one.
You're so right, and that's actually one of the fun things about crypto to me, is just the overnight factor of how fast things change. I know it gives a lot of people headaches, and that's why you want to hedge your investments wisely. But we're just so happy to be again in one of those protocols that has so much potential for growth, just from instances like that of people sharing the technology, sharing the mission of the Kadena team. So that excites us as well.
Nice. Well, we're coming up on 30 minutes here, so I'd say, if anything, we can kind of open it up to the floor if you're all right with that. And if anybody wants to come up, feel free to come up and speak. I would just say, try and keep it relevant.
Oh, yeah, I'll cut you off.
Koala
I'll
Wallet
cut you right off.
Kadena, of course. yeah, exactly. I have the power. I have the power. But yeah, no, either way. So if anybody does want to come up and just ask a question to Koala or say, a few comments, feel free to come on up. I will bring you up. Just put your hand up if we're speaking and we'll get to you when we can, kind of thing. But yeah, before that, is there, well, I guess you've actually dropped quite a bit of alpha already. We've got look out for this week a couple times. So definitely make sure to keep tabs on Koala Wallet and everything over the next few weeks as, not only things for themselves, but our ecosystem hopefully does start kind of ramping up. And yeah, like I know I can't wait to, even for myself, like it's funny, like I don't have I'm not really on my mobile for anything. And it's because I started with Kadena. I started with Chainweaver. I didn't really like Zelcore. So it's nice for me now that I'm kind of getting into the NFTs and trying to figure out like where I want to hold my NFTs and certain things. It's nice because even just the idea of having a burner wallet on my phone that I can make on Koala nice and easy when I want to get into those mints, I'm like, ooh. So yeah, it's one of those things too where I'm just glad that there's again that a new wallet out that's actually kind of focusing on that user experience and as he said, really working to integrate features that are I guess relevant and necessary. So it's good to see because I feel like especially with Kadena right now, it's kind of a shame. A lot of the projects, I feel like they almost have to become like jack of all trades, like we have like projects that weren't going to be making marketplaces that now all of a sudden have shifted and are trying to make marketplaces. And then you've got all these kind of things where it's like, once we have those kind of baseline infrastructure, apps and projects that those people can then just partner with, it kind of, I feel like it'll relieve a lot of the stress on a lot of our devs, because a lot of our devs for these projects, they're kind of like miracle workers because they're all doing it by themselves. And, so again, I think it's nice to see these projects coming out and be successful and hopefully be mainstays, something that, again, if it's there, all of a sudden we can use that and we can worry about building our project rather than like, oh, we don't have a marketplace, we need to build this. And oh, there isn't a good enough wallet, so we need to build this. It's like that all just needs to happen so everyone can focus on their projects,
Totally. And I think you got to be real careful with those burner accounts, because one day in 5, 6, 7 years, you might miss those 10 Kadena you threw away. So, keep on your secret keys and don't lose your Kadena, even in the decimals. But I agree with everything you're saying there. And it was really fun being able to talk about what's coming into Koala. And I guess before if anyone has questions, first off, you can always DM me on Twitter. I would love to give you a follow so I can keep you informed about what's coming to my side of Kadena and Koala Wallet. And if you like what we're doing, go try out the wallet. If you're already a user and you like what you're doing and we're doing together, then please leave a 5-star review. There's nothing that helps us more. And thanks, Cameron, for asking me some really fun questions today and bringing me to your community. I hope you do the same and get to talk more.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else yourself wanted to chat about real quick? I know, like I said, you kind of dropped some alpha already. It's kind of one of those things where there kind of only so many questions I can ask about a wallet. But again, it's kind of more for myself. Anything that you want to touch on that you didn't think we haven't? Or, just what do you think about, kind of the Kadena ecosystem and what we're, hopefully going to see over the next few months and everything?
Well, sure. I also have questions for you and things that we could talk about for hours, given that back in November, I was really lucky to be at the Cancun Mining Summit by Bitmain. And while I had been in the Kadena space, again, I've been in here and listening around the ecosystem around 2020 or 19, definitely 19 or 18, actually. I had no idea really the crazy miner interest in that at that conference. People were coming up when I was wearing my Kadena logo sticker on the eucalyptus shirt and saying, "Oh, we love mining Kadena. We have orders backlogged from Bitmain or from other vendors." People were literally buying KA3 boxes or KA3s right there. So there's a lot of mining interest, and I think you're also well positioned as a miner yourself to just know that news. Although I'm sure you're already very aware of the profitability and the excitement about mining Kadena. But we're definitely always interested in having conversations with miners about how we can make the wallet more accessible to them. And we're also really trying to develop better partnerships with miners like Bitmain rather, who provide these technologies, and then also bring a lot of interest, not only in investments, but in retail investors to Kadena. Because when people see that a company like Bitmain is mining a token or a coin, people flock to better understand what that exactly is. So if that makes any sense of a question or statement, I'm wondering what you think about it. But that's what I would impart on you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And yeah, definitely it's one of those things where, I kind of had mentioned it earlier about it's like as a, I look at things very differently in crypto because I started from a mining point of view, like I literally do look at things very differently, at least I should say, in my opinion,
Right.
and that's the thing. Most people are, it's kind of the, I guess that like wild west mentality of, yeah, like most people they're here to chase 100x and they're here to, chase that and everything. But for myself, I just look at like the journey I've gone through just in the last like year and a half or 2 years mining Kadena, from literally knowing nothing about crypto to buying a miner, being called crazy, to being the one that everyone wanted to like talk to about their miner all of a sudden, to like wishing I should have sold my miner, to wishing, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't have, and just, you never know. But I think one of the best things for Kadena and mining was Bitmain coming in. I'm not here to slander any of the previous makers because I loved my KD5, but it's kind of one of those things where I think that's what we needed. Is we needed that big name brand to really step into Kadena for the majority and the outside world to kind of take notice of Kadena. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, regardless, I wish I had the money at the time to get a KA3, and it's something that, when opportunity, meets preparation, there will definitely be some KA3s being bought by yours truly. But yeah, so it's just one of those things where it's crazy to see, but if you want to look into Kadena or believe in Kadena at all, just all you have to look at is that hash rate, and that hash rate keeps going up. So someone's buying them machines.
Absolutely. Lots of people are buying them. A lot of people that I know, even personally, are setting up shop mining in states where the electricity is still cheap. And I think it's going to be a really growing part of their mission and marketing and PR to let everyone know not about only the profitability, but about the more fair landscape of Kadena mining and the developments that they have coming, given that it's a much more green technology than Bitcoin or its other predecessors in the arena.
Yeah, I mean, I even know for myself too, just personally, like when I only dealt with pools, I was in the process of getting my own server possibly so I could do my own. I'm going to butcher the terminology right now. It's been a year since I started into that stuff. But so that I could run my own pool, right? So I could mine to my own pool. Because like that's something that I ended up learning, through chatting with other people, obviously, named like Boz, who ran the community pool for a while, and so on and so forth, that, like solo mining is actually even a much more lucrative part of Kadena as well, because when I was mining, I should say, now it's been a while since I've had my Kadena, my KD5. I sold it in like, Jesus, oh man, it's almost March. I'm like, where does the time go? I sold it like a year ago now. Holy Jesus. But anyways, it was one of those things where I saw people, like I was mining to God knows what pool, whatever pool I was mining to. I was mining to one of the major pools. And someone who would solo mine to their own pool with a KD5 would be within like a 5 to 10% plus or minus of my miner, which for something like, like a Bitcoin miner, that's not happening. Like you're sitting there and you're trying to hit the lottery. You know what I mean? It's like, hopefully one day this thing finds a block and it makes me paying $5 a month for this machine worth it, whereas like, we had people who would have one miner and set up their own pool, and they would be pulling in roughly around the same, like, maybe not per day, but per like month, they were still pulling in around the same. I don't know if that's, the same as right now, obviously with the hash rate, like, quadrupling just because of those machines and everything. Who knows? It might be a bit harder, but regardless, it was possible, a year ago. So there's even that, even that aspect of it. And as you said, the green, I kind of tried. I remember the one time I got the big wigs in the room and I was asking them about that stuff. I was asking Stu, and it was very much, like the green incentive program too, right? It was one of those things where if that's even an option where you can opt in, right? Like 90% of miners understand that they want to pay the cheapest price, and 9 times out of 10, if you're paying the cheapest price for power, that power is renewable to a certain degree. So in theory, all miners are going to basically just get a sort of like a green tax credit refund sort of thing for mining Kadena, They haven't worked out the specifics of that yet, but it's just an option, right? And even that is like, hey, for a miner, if you're taking money off of my cost, that's just instant money in my pocket, And so it's just another plus, and that's another reason for people to stop mining Bitcoin and stuff and come to Kadena, So yeah, like it'll be interesting, even just on the mining side of things. And even just to say that right now, they haven't talked much about it, but proof of work is the only proof of anything that the government can sort of wrap their heads around right now. So, yeah, I don't know. There's that plus, I guess you could say as well.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's really human understandable, the idea of it, and it's much more proven in its security and in its battle worthiness than the other protocols out there, or at least the other methods of proof of sharding, or these new solutions that are being proposed and tested. So that's another area where I think this year and next year there's just going to be a lot of capitulation, as we've already seen with the big names, as more dApps are built and tested. And there was a site quite a while ago by Kadena themselves called Saved by Pact. I'm going to try to post a link to it and maybe have some friends of mine help me update it with some more instances where Pact could have come in handy. But it really goes over a lot of really large hacks or exploits in smart contracts, and where Pact could have easily saved it with its features. So I think that's just going to play a large role in its growth and its promotion of proof of work in the next few years, let alone the strong miner interest in the chain.
Yeah, I actually think I remember them when they launched that website. It was really just talking about their they have like an automatic bug feature kind of, right, on the dev side of thing, and I think that was one of the things that they were like, even just this could have helped so many of these problems.
Right, I think it's like non-recursive. There's
run a spell check.
Like there's no endless.
Run a spell check.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just different features and functionalities. I guess actually not features and functionalities. They're just native underlying aspects of Pact, which makes it a bit of a game changer for those different cases.
But yeah, and like most recently, well, I guess not most recently. That was probably 7-8 months ago that it happened. But because I'm a part of the Wrecked Gang, which is sort of the my cross-chain alpha, whatever you want to call us. We are part of the Cosmos world, and so I started following them, in probably like last summer, late summer kind of thing, just the Cosmos world, and it was right around that time I think that the whole Evmos hack happened, right? And pardon me, whoa, I'm just choking on my own saliva. Yeah, no, but it was like, I can't remember the specifics of it, but I remembered seeing a message from one of the devs from Evmos, and the person was somewhat fully transparent, I guess you could say. I don't know if they were just trying to be the nice guy, but it still took some on the back end or not. But basically, he, to the tune, was like, yeah, this is real. I just went into our community's LP pool and took all of our liquidity. Wow. So now I'm going to send it back, but yeah, it can happen. It's like, wait, what? So it was like whole liquidity pools were just getting drained. And it was just because of some dumb code mistake that the whole network had that nobody even knew about, and it's like, even that, it's like you would think with multiple projects building and everything, but if they don't know it's broken, they're not going to try and fix it, right? Sure. And so it's, next thing you know, you had a whole ecosystem built on this faulty code, and it kind of almost reminds me when, when right around the time I think it was Cadex was trying to launch, we kind of had a bit of a code breaking thing as well. Can't remember exactly what that was based off of, but it was one of those things too, where we had all of a sudden, all the projects kind of came together, even competing projects came together to fix that problem, mutually. It was like, okay, we understand that this problem is not just your problem. It's all of our problem if it becomes a problem, So it's like, yeah, it's nice to see again that like, when I've seen bad things for the most part happen on Kadena, we do kind of pull together as a community, not only as devs and everything, but yeah, like we try and fix the problem and make it work and keep it going, right? Like you're going to have hiccups, you're going to have bumps along the road. So, it's the ability to get through them and keep moving,
Absolutely. And that's the mindset we're going to take as well.
Yeah. Well, and I guess right now, and that's the thing, right, is even again with my Rect gang going through, assisting the Alpha Slayers with their revival and everything, it's the bear markets are going to be a thing, rugs are going to be a thing. It's all this stuff. It's just, it's again, like we pull together as a community and make it happen, and the real people that are going to stand the test of time 10, 15, 20 years down the road are going to be the people that were heads down and building throughout this period, right? And so that's the thing, is that's what I look at is, yeah, when you talk to devs, when you talk to all the people behind the scenes in Kadena, they're still working, they're still building stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's good to see. It's just it's just going to take a bit of time, I guess.
That's for sure. And we're on that climb all together now.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say, how was the mining event that you went to? That must have been interesting. I've been waiting. Obviously, travel wasn't the easiest the last couple years for everybody, but yeah, it's interesting. I'll be doing I'm going to a Comic-Con in April, and so even that, I'm curious to see if there's going to be like crypto stuff there, or if I'll run into like some NFT projects.
Oh, absolutely.
trying to peddle their wares.
You'll be seeing some NFT projects there. The summit was really great. It was a great opportunity again to get out the news about Kadena and feel the warm reception in the mining community. And again, the responses of, oh yeah, we already know Kadena, where if you go to another conference, they might scratch their head still. So it was really reassuring to see how many people already had mining equipment at home that was chugging along on the network. And it was just really fun to hang out with a different part of crypto community that I'm usually not so good at even talking to, since they're usually talking in hash rates, and I'm like, okay, but how many users do you have? It doesn't sync that way. But yeah, it was a blast, and it was a pleasure actually meeting a lot of the Bitmain folks and hearing how excited they are that Kadena is a really stable and strong proof of work chain, that they're only increasing their technology demand. So if you're looking at the projects that are coming, and if you're looking at the technologies that are being sold around Kadena, it's really easy to find that same thesis that we believe in and get excited about building on it.
Yes. Oh, I just noticed Koala Wallet has come up. Do they have anything they want to say?
Hi guys, it's Chris here. Just wanted to jump in and thank you guys for having the space. Always loved listening to Koby speak. He's always so elegant when it comes to presenting our stuff. Just wanted to just show my appreciation and just make sure that go over a couple things that may have been missed. Is that some of the things that make Koala Wallet stand out so much, I feel right now in the Kadena ecosystem, is our extensive background in wallet support. Even with some of the other wallets you'll find out there, like the big name guys, they don't do the support that we kind of do. People like our support is very much user centric. Our support tickets are answered very quickly. We have our Discord that people can join into to get online support at 24/7 pretty much. We're pretty quick to answer our Discord server there. So I just wanted to point out that people can go join that. You can go to the koalawallet.io website and find all of our social links there. And we're just super excited to be bringing all these awesome features. We got NFTs coming up soon, WalletConnect, dApp browser, in-app swaps. We got all types of really cool stuff in the works. So just wanted to make sure that people know that, we're here to stay. We're here for the long haul. This isn't just kind of some get in, get out project, that we're going to be making some really cool stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to jump in and get those few things pointed out.
All I consider that awesome, is hell yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say no, there's don't listen to the Koala Wallet support Twitter. No, gotta love it when those things pop up. But yeah, so I guess to touch on that real quick, for people wanting to keep tabs on you guys and stay in tuned with what's going on there. Obviously, your guys' Twitter and Discord are the best spots to check you guys out.
Chris, hit him with the socials.
Yep, for sure. The Discord is definitely the number one spot. We're always active in there. All the team members, the dev, the support, Koby's in there all the time. All other marketing people like Michelle's in there all the time. So we're very active in there. You can always catch us in there. And then you can also definitely follow us on Twitter. Our DMs are open, so feel free to send us messages if you have any issues. And if you have any issues or questions with the wallet itself, we also have our support website, so support.koalawallet.io, where you can go. We have lots of really amazing articles written by Fernando, one of our support gurus. And there's lots of really cool articles. You can submit support tickets there as well that we're very quick to respond to. So if you need any kind of assistance, but like I said, the Discord is probably the number one place to go.
Awesome. I do see Ron came up here, him being an NFT guy and from a project. He might have some questions for you guys. Welcome, Ron. And how's it going?
Can you guys hear me clear?
Hey, Ron.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to come up here like Chris and show my support, kind of pop in and talk to you guys a little bit. I saw Chris was talking about how good of a speaker Koby was. I don't want to take away from Koby at all, but also Chris is a complete rock star too. I mean, he's always doing his thing on the spaces. I saw about a month ago there was like a Chris appreciation post on Twitter that everybody was sending around. And Chris is just a rock star, man. Like he's always doing spaces 24/7, just dedicated to growing the ecosystem. And yeah, Chris is just an awesome guy, man.
Yo, Chris is the bomb. He's our secret weapon.
Thanks.
And if we weren't so close with the Kadena team, I'd say they'd poach him. So yeah, Chris, we've been working together since 2019, I think.
Yeah, but we've known each other for longer because I was a user, right? I was in that user chat for many years before I started actually working with the team. So we probably go back a good 4 or 5 years now where we've conversed with each other in some way.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah, and
speaking
of the socials.
Thanks
go ahead.
for the kind words. No, thanks for the kind words, Ron. I was just going to say that, I thoroughly enjoy doing these spaces, getting to talk to all these amazing people. I've learned so much about not just this community, but about way crypto works, even like lots of little tips. So, it's just as much fun and love for me doing it as it is for people joining us.
Yeah, I just started doing it not too long ago, and I was super nervous. Like almost any time I would hop onto a space, I would be super nervous and anxious, man, freaking out. And Chris really kind of helped me come out of my shell because I did my first space with him. And I feel like I've gotten a lot more comfortable on the mic since then. And now I don't really have any nerves at all. Like I'm really comfortable doing it. And it's really awesome just talking to some friends. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's exactly I remember telling you that the first time we spoke, Ron, was you just got to look at it I kind of treat it like Joe Rogan treats his podcast, where it's more of just having a conversation with the people. It's not so much an interview. You kind of just, go with the flow and talk to people like they're normal people, because that's all we are. We're all just a bunch of normal people. No one's, on a higher pedestal than anyone else. We're all just in this together. So just treat each other, with the same love and compassion, and things will always work out great.
Yeah. It's an interesting. Am I rugging?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. No, I saw the purple waves going, and I was like, wait, is someone else talking? No, I was going to say that. Yeah, that's how I really kind of, spread my wings, so to speak, in the crypto world. Obviously, with my background, I have no problem talking normally. But it was really the spaces, and it wasn't necessarily Kadena spaces that started, mine, but it was even just kind of being invited up. Obviously, my blue check mark at the time kind of helped, but it was even that where at the time I thought I knew nothing about crypto. So why would people listen to me talk about crypto? But it was more just the fact of like, well, if you're new to crypto and you want knowledge about crypto, probably going to someone else who's new to crypto, you might find some good knowledge because you're going to learn from them, right? Where a lot of other people, if they're high up and they're old OG crypto people, they might hide information from you or forget to tell you things that they've already learned just for that reason, you know? Like they'll be like, oh, you don't use this for that? Oh, why don't you? You know, and it's like, well, because I didn't know, man. Like it's kind of, my paintball coach said it a long time ago, and it was more that he got mad at someone for it, but he was saying that it's like, one of the sayings that he hates the most is when people say, well, that was a stupid question, because it's one of like the most demeaning things you can actually tell somebody if it's a genuine question. Like if I genuinely don't know the answer to that question, then why is it a stupid question? You know what I mean? So it's like, don't tell me I'm stupid or ask stupid questions just because I don't know the answer to something, you know? And so it's like that, right? Where it's like, I found a lot of information and knowledge just from hopping into random spaces and hearing people chat, because that's kind of, you know, it's a nice way for some people that don't like, you know, I'm going to not say that word, the anonymous side of things, the anonymity, whatever that word is. But yeah, it's, you know, it gives people a voice without having to be on camera or anything like that. And it gives them a chance to kind of, you know, get self-confidence as well. And it's empowering to be able to come up and chat about what you're passionate about and find those like-minded people and have good conversations. You know, I think that's what we're missing today in society is good discourse. You know, like there isn't proper conversation anymore. It's normally a flame war or a troll or whatever. There's no just, you know, debating stuff or chatting about topics without, you know, trying to destroy people's lives, you know? And it's just like, why can't we just sit down and have a conversation, agree to disagree, but move on and make good points, you know, stuff like that, right?
I completely agree. And I mean, this is why I'm such a fan of Eucalyptus Labs, and just kind of like the creation of like KPN and like the Kadena ecosystem, just providing a platform for all these projects to just have a place to speak, share about their projects, and just have a place for people to talk and ask questions. And me and Cameron have talked about this a couple of times, but I think we're seeing a little bit of a renaissance in the Kadena ecosystem right now, where you know, there's kind of blood on the streets, and we're seeing a lot of projects leave, but we're also seeing a lot of the good projects rise up and kind of help each other and help the entire ecosystem grow.
Yeah, well, and I think a lot of it, to touch on that, it kind of stems from like our pamp, you know, when we pumped to like $25, we kind of almost became that like lucrative shit coin overnight to people. And so we kind of had this influx of, I don't want to say bad apples, but just people who didn't even know what they were buying into. And then those certain people would start trying to push FUD on their own ecosystem because they literally just didn't even understand what they bought, right? And it was kind of almost like we needed those people to come, but we needed them to fizzle out as well. We needed those people that literally are like fighting their own bags to just leave, just deal with it and go. You made a bad choice. Now let us do what we want to do and build, you know, and create. You know, it's like we're not here to make money off of every single person in the community. We're here to build and create first, and the money will come later if we make something viable and worth it, you know? So that's my point of view, I guess you could say, on that.
I swear to God, this guy is after my job. Oh, I swear to God, this guy's after my job. Oof. Not doing too. I'm getting sweaty here. Wait, Ron, just to clarify for the record, did you just say ludicrous shitcoin?
No, that was me. No.
Did you say ludicrous shitcoin?
No. I said Kadena was. I said lucrative.
Oh, lucrative.
No, I was just saying. I was just saying that like
name.
I was just saying that other people looked at us that way, right? Like the outsiders were like, "Oh, this pumped, you know, 1,000%. Now I'm gonna buy." And then 2 weeks later, they were like, "Well, what happened to the pump, man?" And it's like, dude, don't even talk to me right now.
For sure. No, I was really just thinking it was a good band name. but that was me. But Cameron, thank you so much. And I guess, is there any other community questions that we could get to or answer before we run out of time here?
Yeah, feel free. Anybody else? I think we've touched kind of most of it. And what's nice is, I'd offer the hand to say whenever you guys want to come back and chat, new features, whatever, new updates, let us know. I think especially from the DAO side of things, I'm working with Swarms, and we're going to be doing for now, a bi-weekly roundtable. So we'd love to, again, just have projects like yourselves, wallets and all that are active in the community, just come out and chat about, Kadena and all things Kadena kind of thing, right? So we'd love to have you guys come by and talk features, updates, alpha, whenever, especially the alpha slayers. Who knows? Maybe I'll come through too.
Well, we'll definitely be excited to join you again, and we'll talk to you when we do. We look forward to it. We want to bring you some more features when we talk next time.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess I would just say, again, thank you very much for coming through and getting me, to do the space. I'm always willing and happy to, again, it's one of those things where a little bit of promotion and marketing goes a long way in our realm on Twitter. So yeah, anytime I can be of assistance, I like to help, so. Again, thanks for coming through. Thanks everyone who's listened and who will listen. I guess I should have said it probably near the beginning, but any likes, retweets, or shares is very much appreciated. If you want to check out Koala Wallet, their Twitter has, I'm assuming, most of their details, their Discord and everything. And as they said, their DMs are open. So if you have any questions or concerns or comments, DM them, not me.
Yeah, we have a link. I was going to say we have a link tree on our profile here. Then also make sure you guys go check out swag.koalawallet.io. It's our new Koala Wallet swag shirt. So you can get yourself some really cool hoodies and t-shirts. You got some hats and some stickers, some other things. And besides that, join the Discord and get involved. Love to see you guys in there. Thanks for having us too, Ken.
Oh yeah, and I guess with some in-space alpha, I'll be having a discount code for the Koala Wallet swag. So be sure to check out my page if you want some of their stuff.
Oh yeah, thanks so much, Cameron. Everyone take care.
Yeah, thanks again, guys. And yeah, thanks to everyone in the crowd and everything as well. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their day or evening or wherever you are in the world. And have a good one, everyone. And be good.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. And if you wouldn't mind, I just wanted to add at Wednesday, 8 p.m. UTC, me and Koby will be having a Wizard Arena X Koala Wallet space. And there should be a lot of good questions I'll be asking him there. And I'm going to be dropping some Wizards Alpha too. So
nice. Yeah. Well, I'll message me privately or whatever, and I'll make sure to get it out, spam it out on the Alpha Slayers and everything. And we'll probably show up for that.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Thanks again, everyone. And you guys all have a great rest of your day.
Thanks. Take care. That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for watching. We hope that you found the information helpful and informative. Do not forget to follow us on social media for the latest updates and news on all things Koala Wallet. Until next time, have a great day and take care.